So I have changed that this year. There will be a couple of humorous songs somewhere in there. So welcome. Sit back and enjoy. Gather around, go wherever you roam. Accept the world around you have grown. Accepted that soon you'll be drenched in the bone. Your time for you is worth saving, and you better stop when you know you sing like a stone. For the times they are changing. And now we separated the true music lovers. Thank you very much. I've been playing that song for 60 years. It's a song by Shel Silverstein, who you may remember from a number of books and poems. Where the Sidewalk Ends is a famous children's book of his. He also wrote a censored book about sex for adults, which is hilarious if you can find a copy. I tried to find a song about Aging gracefully. And as you know, it's getting old things not easy. Last time I went to the doctor, he said I was too sedentary, and I made a vow at that moment to buy a dictionary. Here it is. People my age have started looking gross. Cannot say all, and I shouldn't say most. I've seen them in the grocery, I've seen them up close. People my age have started looking gross. People my age, they're showing somewhere. There's holes where the teeth was, and the heads have gone bare. Their faces are shrinking, brains turning into fat. And as for the mirror, we won't be looking into that. Ooh. People my age have started looking gross. Maybe not in Colorado or on the Silicon Coast, but I grew up in Cleveland. It's not really a boast, but those were my first steps on the road to looking gross. Ooh. Well, you notice I'm working real hard not to make eye contact. People my age, they're looking overripe. Some are getting operations to tighten up what ain't tight. What gravity's ruined, they try to fix with a knife. What's pleasant in the darkness is fading plain scary in the light. Ooh. People my age, they say we're over the hill. We've had some times, but not our fill. We'll keep on going till the bitter end. And how we look then, well, it won't matter, my friend. favorite John Denver song.
Operator, you help me place this call. You see the number on the matchbook is old and faded. She's living in LA with my best old best friend Ray. A guy she said she knew once and sometimes hated. Isn't that the way they say it goes? But let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show I've overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real, and that's not the way it feels. Operator, could you help me place this call? 'Cause I can't read the number you just gave me. There's something in my eyes, you know it happens every time. I think about the love that I thought would save me. Isn't that the way they say it goes? But let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, 'cause I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show I've overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real, but that's not the way it feels. Operator, let's forget about this call. There's no one there I really wanted to talk to. Thank you for your time, for doing so much more than kind. You can keep the dime. Isn't that the way they say it goes? But let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show I've overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real, but that's not the way it feels.
You know, I picked that song out and realized that nothing about that song people understand anymore. You can't dial away operator. And you can't put a dime in. And all restaurants are smoke-free, so good luck finding a matchbook. In 50 short years, I mean, that was a very popular song in the 70s, as you well know. And 50 years later, you play that for a teenager who has no idea what you're talking about. All right, got a paperwork malfunction here. I'm too old to be on the road again. You are too old to be on the road again. There's a lot of crazy people out there on the road again. If you're ever out on the road, you actually don't want to be. And, however,
We are at the club again. At the club again. I'm just so glad to be at the club again. My great joy is playing music for my friends. And it's so nice to be at the club again. At the club again. Sharing stories of the places that I've been. Seeing faces that I hope to see again. And it's so nice to be at the club again. At the club again. I can't wait to see that sunset on the fairway. We've made some lifelong friends, and I hope the world will keep on turning our way. Yes, I'll wait at the club again. I'm so glad to be at the club again. My great joy is playing music for my friends. It's so nice to be at the club again. And I'm so glad you're at the club again. If you learned guitar when I did, you learned this. Live by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in the land called Harmony. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff and brought in strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Now, the writer of that song, Peter Laurel, just passed away in January. At the ripe old age of 87. But we've lost the innocence of Puff the Magic Dragon from 1963. Need something a little edgier because of the culture that we live in. Dragons are out. Cockroaches are in. Ralph the fearless cockroach lived in apartment 1. His little legs were fast as heck, that bug could really run. Little Charlie Cardboard loved that big brown bug and brought him crumbs and scraps of food that he found on the rug. Well, Ralph the fearless cockroach lived in apartment 1. His little legs were fast as heck, that bug could really run. Together they would frolic across the kitchen floor. They found dirt and garbage scraps behind each cupboard door. Friends and neighbors watched poor Charlie with despair. They said Ralph was lower class, but Charlie didn't care. Oh, Ralph the fearless cockroach lived in apartment 1. His little legs were fast as heck, that bug could really run. Well, the cockroach lives forever, but not so little boys. Narrow streets and fire escapes make way for other toys. One gray day it happened, Charlie Cardboard moved away, and Ralph went down beneath a cloud of insect bug bomb spray. Ralph, the cockroach, lived in apartment 1. His little legs were fast as heck, that bug could really run. Oh, Ralph, the fearless cockroach, died night in apartment 1. His little legs, they cease to move, an end to all his fun. Little Charlie Cargo grew so old we cannot say, but after all these many years, he thinks of Ralph each day.
Peter Yarrow had a duplex apartment in Manhattan when he died, and it's for sale now if you're interested, with some furnishings. And there's a very nice article in the New York Times with some pictures if you want to see it. You'll need $4.4 million for it, but it might be worth it. Pretty cool looking place. See, some folk musicians actually do make money.
There's a young cowboy, he lives on the range. His horse and his cattle are his only companion. He works in the saddle and he sleeps in the canyon, waiting for summer, his pastures change. As the moon rises, he sits by his fire, thinking about women and glasses of beer. Those in his eyes as the doggies retire. He sings out a song which is soft but it's clear. He says, baby, someone could hear. Good night, you moonlight lady. Rock-a-bye, sweet baby Jane. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rock-a-bye, sweet baby Jane. Now the 1st of December was covered with snow. So was the turnpike from Stockbridge to Boston. Though the Berkshires seemed dreamlike on account of that frosting. With 10 miles behind me, 10,000 more to go. Don't you know? Well, there's a song that they sing when they take to the highway. A song that they sing when they take to the sea. A song that they sing of their home in the sky. Maybe you can believe it, it helps you to sleep. Singing works just fine for me. Good night, you moonlight ladies. Rock-a-bye, sweet baby Jane. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rock-a-bye, sweet baby Jane.
Thank you very much. You may not know, the James in the song is not James Taylor, the author. It's his brother's baby. It's his nephew who was named James after him. Uh-oh. Now, I'm warning you, this is something I never want to do on stage, but in this particular case, I have to do it. I have to retune the 12 string.
Everything's muted. Yeah, that's-
tuning the 12 string is such a phenomenon. There are even jokes about it. One joke is that when you have a 12 string, you spend half of your time tuning it and half of your time playing out of tune. How long does it take to tune a 12 string? No one knows. Tuning your 12 string is sort of like negotiating with your spouse. You can do it, it just takes a lot of patience. And my all-time favorite, the man who was facing the firing squad was asked for one last request, and he said, "May I tune my 12 string?" Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than a mountain, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Mama, take me home, country roads. All the memories gather round her, eyes lady, stranger to blue water, stark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty days to moonshine, teardrops in my eyes, country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Mama, take me home, country roads. I hear a voice in the morning, now it's calling me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, here we go, let's do it. Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Mama, take me home, country roads. Yes, take me home, country roads. Well, take me home, country roads. One more time. Yes, take me home, country roads. Thank you. No 12-string set would be, you just have to include probably the most famous 12-string song of all time. And that is The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And because there's 36,000 words, very, very long, and people start to fall asleep. But I have the consumer-friendly version for you tonight. The story lives on how the boat she went down and the people all died. Bummer.
Oh, it's not gonna end well.
Wind this cord completely around. All right. Now I'm in trouble.
We're awake.
Now, I think every man wants to find a perfect wife. I am fortunate in that I have the perfect wife. However, this is a song from the perspective of someone who is looking for his version of the perfect wife. You can call me a dreamer, call me a romantic fool. Take my aspirations and hold them up to ridicule. There's someone out there somewhere, somehow I know it's true. She'll be willing to support me in the style I'd like to grow accustomed to. Well, for every man there's a woman, and there are women of every kind. Some are soft and silky, some are prickly porcupine. But I want a woman in a business suit, a Madonna with an MBA. I love them ladies who drive Mercedes and live in suburbia. So give me a wife with a hyphenated name. Give me a woman of means. She'll bring home the bacon and I'll tend the flame and catch up on my magazine. She'll be generating revenue and I'll kick back for an hour or two. What a wonderful coup to be able to claim a wife with a hyphenated name. Now I don't have a lot of ambition to go out and earn a lot of dough. My overriding mission is to not have to work no more. So I gotta find a woman with a real good job, big salary and perks. She'll be the kind to say no husband of mine is ever gonna have to work. So give me a wife with a hyphenated name. Give me a woman of means. She'll be she'll bring home the bacon and I'll tend the flame. And I'll practice Oriental cuisine. She'll be generating all them bucks and I'll be working on my Peking duck. What a wonderful luck to be able to claim a wife with a hyphenated name. So call me a straw man, mister. Go ahead, call me a gigolo. Well, I'd even marry your sister if she had a nice portfolio. Who says the man has to be the working spouse? Who says the man has to be the man of the house? Well, the woman I want is a doer, an overachieving femme. And most men tend to view her as way too competitive for them. But together we'll achieve a synergy, perfect yang and yin. She'll be the driver and I'll be the survivor when her blood pressure does her in. So give me a woman of means. She'll bring home the bacon and I'll tend the flame. But I'll find somebody to clean. I won't mind if she's the breadwinner. I won't consider her less feminine, and I won't be a sinner forsaking my claim to a wife with a hyphenated name. No, I won't be a sinner forsaking my claim to a wife with a hyphenated name. All right. song by Ringo Starr. He's the oldest Beatle. He was 85 on Monday, actually.
Yes, Ringo.
Go Ringo, yeah. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. He let us in, knows where we've been, in an octopus's garden in the shade. I asked my friends to come and see an octopus's garden with me. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. We would be warm below the storm in a little hideaway beneath the sea, resting our head on the seabed in an octopus's garden near a cave. We would sing and dance around because we know we can't be found. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. Now, Ringo was on a vacation with Peter Sellers around the time that the Beatles were making the Abbey Road album, which is where this song is on. And he was on a little bit of a cruise out off the coast of Sardinia. And the ship's captain told him that octopi, make these little gardens down below with shells and pieces of glass and shiny things. And that was the genesis of this song for Ringo. And he got some help from George Harrison on the chords, but that's one of his earliest songs. Now that's the official story. That's the historical story. But as a folk singer, I made a solemn vow to tell the truth. And there's another darker side to this story. When the Abbey Road album was being made, Ringo was feeling a little bit disrespected and ignored. He didn't like the tensions in the band, and so part of the reason for being under the sea is because he could escape from the band. We would shout and swim about the coral that lies beneath the waves. Oh, what joy for every girl and boy, knowing they're happy and they're safe. We would be so happy, you and me, no one there to tell us what to do, like Paul and John. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. In an octopus's garden in the shade. I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to do my obligatory encore. It just saves a lot of time. It's hard for me to get off the stage and then get back on. People don't know how long to clap, how long to stand.
Yada yada.
We're beyond that.
When's it again?
Oh, wrong guitar.
Oh,
Hate it when that happens.
wow, lady.
So, I want to thank my son Bob for running the sound tonight, as he always does. He manages to make me sound expensive, which is always nice. And I want to thank the club for inviting me back again. Of course, Debbie and all the everybody who does this. And I especially want to thank all of you for coming again. If this is your first time welcome. If it's your repeat time, my condolences, but I hope you'll be back anyway. Thank you for indulging my musical whims. I know a man, he's a hard-working man. He gets up every morning and he goes downtown. About 15 minutes after he's been gone, there's a big milk truck pulls up on the lawn. That milkman dashes up to the door where that man's wife is waiting in the Komodo. She puts a big old kiss on his cheek and they go inside. That truck never moves for an hour or two. It's none of my business. One day I took him aside and I told him what was going on when he was at work. He said, well, yeah, that may be so, but don't you know we're never out of cottage cheese or milk or yogurt. He's making the best of a bad situation. Don't want to make waves, can't you see? He's making the best of a bad situation. I reckon I'd do the same if it was me. I know a lady, she's a real fine lady, wouldn't harm a fly, just trying to get by and keep her house in order. But her husband, he worked so hard, he just come unglued, he cracked, he snapped. Thinks he's a chicken, roosts in the bush by the side of the house. It's none of my business. But one day I asked her if she'd ever thought about trying to find a doctor that could make him well. She said, well, yes, now and then, but then again, he don't eat much, just chicken feed. All that packing in the yard don't hurt nothing. And heaven knows we can use the eggs. She's making the best of a bad situation. Don't want to make waves, can't you see? She's making the best of a bad situation. I reckon I'd do the same if it was me. I know a man, he's an educated man, he's an alligator wrestler. Just jumps on in there and grabs them long green fellers by whatever you grab them long green fellers by. One day he was wrestling this one alligator and this other alligator came up behind him and bit both ears right off his head. Didn't bat an eye, just crawled off and went to sleep in the shade. The alligator, not the man. It's none of my business. One day I took him aside and I told him what a terrible shame I thought it was that he'd had that accident where he got both ears bit off his head. Because his hat's going to fall down over his eyes and he'll never be able to be a pirate or a gypsy because he'll have no place to hang a gold earring. I told him all that and he looked me right in the eye and he said, huh? He's making the best of a bad situation. Don't want to make waves, can't you see? He's making the best of a bad situation. I reckon I'd do the same if it was me. And we're all making the best of a bad situation. We're all in this together, you and me.
Amen.
Yes. Woo!
children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but